Bianca. I'm the account payable specialist here at St. Hope, and I started in 2025. My job entails me just reviewing all the invoices, any supplies that get ordered for the clinics, sending them to the managers for approval so that I can schedule them for a payment. I also process checks, like our rent checks, employee of the month checks. I usually sometimes answer calls between 11 and 12, but now that we have Jeannie, I don't answer not too many calls come my way. I still get a few calls. I work closely with Carolyn, Kennedy, and Sharon. They're part of the finance team. I know Kennedy does more of the billing side, so you'll see her doing like claims and refunds with Square.
So from the very moment I met Bianca, I knew that we were going to get on like a house on fire. She's very bubbly, she's very bright. The moment she enters in a room, it just feels so very relaxing, and it's easy to just get lost in like fits of laughter even as we're dealing with whatever got put on our plate for the day. I love hanging out with her and just being able to work side by side because it makes everything here so much more enjoyable.
I work with Carolyn closely. We work on the AP schedule. I get her approval for the payments for that week, and if we need to go over any discrepancies that we see in the invoices and stuff.
So I have worked with Bianca for a bit over a year now, and she is someone who's easy to work with. She's a great communicator, and she's definitely someone you can count on. So it's nice to see that in her role as the accounts payable specialist, she has built a great relationship with different vendors, and they now reach out to her directly because they know she'll take care of whatever they need. Whether one of us is out of the office or just needs an extra hand, Bianca is always one of the first ones to jump in and provide that support. So she truly embodies the team spirit.
I love not working on Fridays. It gives me so much more room to like have my me time, and then having that flexibility, like it's just great. So I enjoy working at St. Hope because of that. I mean, it just improves my quality of life for sure. It's a pretty small team here. I mean, scheduling is still here, it's some billing here, and then HR. It's a pretty small environment, but it's constantly positive. I don't interact with a lot of staff in the clinics unless it's like we're doing like staff events and stuff like that. So not a lot of people really know my personality except for people that I work closely with. So hopefully you guys see that I'm very nice and sweet and that I'm fun to be around. You know, I'm a joy. I love to laugh. Like, I'm not all serious. Even though I love work, I'm not like always so serious about work. So yeah. My story, I grew up in Miami, Florida, Dade County, born and raised there. I eventually moved to Atlanta with my mom. She started working for the TSA at the Hartsfield Atlanta Airport in like 2011, and then a year later I moved. Me and my siblings moved with her, and I got here because I had my oldest brother, Rashard, and his family was here, and one day we came up here for my brother's birthday, and you know, he was talking to us and was just like, you know, you should move to Houston, there's a lot of opportunities here. And I was at a point in my life where like my job in Atlanta wasn't really working out for me. He definitely gave me the push to come out here to Houston, which it's been great. So I have 3 other siblings. I have 2 older brothers. The oldest is Rashard. The second oldest is Brian Jr. We call him B. And then I have my fraternal twin sister, Brianna. So I really grew up around my second oldest brother, B. He's like our dad. And then my twin sister, Brianna, we're like literally like this. People sometimes don't believe that we're fraternal twins because we grew up kind of looking alike. But now that we're like, you know, grown and of age, like we don't look nothing alike at all. So in my off time, I love to like zen. I love, especially because we don't work on Fridays. When I come home Thursday, I'm just like, yes, I get to just chill on Fridays. Now I started working out. I'll get up, go work out, come back, eat my breakfast, and just chill. I love hiking. Now I haven't been able to really hike here in Texas because it's in Georgia. There's like real hiking trails with the mountains, and the most memorable one, we did a 4-hour hike. It was 2 hours to a waterfall and 2 hours back. Traveling is like my biggest bucket list #1 thing to do. Like I want to travel Europe, like Italy, Spain, Greece. I want to travel out the country. Like I know some people say, oh, you should travel to the United States more, but international travel is like a big bucket list thing for me. So let's travel the world. Let's stamp them passports. So I love doing my hair. I try to do I could do my own hair pretty much. The only thing I probably won't do anymore is my braids, which I can do by myself. I just rather not because it is very time consuming. But the skill I want to learn is like making wigs. So like I want to go take classes to like make my own wigs and stuff. So now I don't have to pay somebody $300-$500 for a wig. I could just make it myself. When I think of my remembrance, I want people to be like, Bianca was so down. Like I'm a very down person. I'm a really ride or die for my friends and family. Like I will go to lengths end to have their back. What I give to you is like who I truly am. That's how I want people to remember me by. I'm sweet, I'm nice, I love to help people, and I'm down to earth, so yeah.
St. Hope Healthcare, empowering health, restoring hope.